Thought I'd step off the beaten path today to film this little video. I haven't been making them this week, and I've been thinking about why I haven't been making them. And I think I've come up with the situation for what most of us are facing right now. The problem that's gone on with this entire quarantine and the shelter in place nationwide. It's that our routines are broken. The first week, it was kind of like, hey, we're all at home. The second week, it was kind of like, what are we going to do with our time? The third week, we all ate too much, took up a hobby. The fourth week, our routines are flat out broken. And I remember as my friends would retire, I would hear them talk about, man, I am busier now than I've been in my entire life, but not in the first month, and usually not in the first 6 months. But then they would begin to develop a routine that they lived with. And all of us, we're creatures of routine. And our routines, not just your routine and not just my routine, but the routines of the entire planet Earth almost have been broken. I mean, thoroughly, absolutely crushed by a virus that we can't see. And I think if we're going to win in this battle, we need to continue to stay at home. We need to continue to wear a mask. I've got one with me. I've been putting it on whenever I've seen people. But we also need to prepare for when the day comes when we can go out. And to prepare, we need to start to rebuild our routines today, whether that's going out for a walk, whether it's going out for a run, whatever it is, because we still don't know what's out ahead. We don't know what else this virus holds for us. We don't know what's just over the top of that hill on that path. We don't know. And without our essential routines, we're going to be shattered. I mean, we'll be easy prey to whatever comes at us, whether it's a virus or whether it's financial collapse. I've been following economists for years, not just stockbrokers and not just the guys who tell you to buy or sell, but I've been following economists for years. And there's one guy who I follow that none of you would like. This is what he says has been happening to the market right now because of the virus. And not just because of the virus, but because of the last 40-year trend that we've been working on ever since the inflation of the 70s. And for those of you who weren't alive during the inflationary period of the late 70s, early 80s, when no one could buy a house because interest rates were 17 to 22% to be able, on a mortgage, 17 to 22%. Imagine what that made the house payment. He says the market right now is not resetting, which is what a lot of people like to call it. The market right now is not finding its footing or finding its way up, which is what a lot of people call it. He says it's melting up. It's melting up. And just because of the basic principles of our economy, a collapse is coming, and he's calling it in September or October, that it doesn't matter where you put your money. And a lot of people are raging about hedge fund people going in and making money off the ups and the downs in the markets right now. What they do is they buy low, sell high, buy low. They buy and sell every single day. He says it doesn't matter if they're buying and selling right now. He says because when the collapse comes, there's going to be no place for their money to go. There's going to be no safe bastion. And he's now getting quite a bit of a following. And people call him a doomsayer, except the fact that he's a well-renowned economist. And he's got it outlined so well. Now, he may be a whole lot of wrong, and I sure hope he is. But he also may be a whole lot of right. And a lot of people think he probably is because he's been right about an awful lot of stuff in the last 40 years. Warren Buffett's not worried because Warren Buffett's in his 80s. You and me shouldn't be worried if we have a faith, if we're moving forward. And everyone can handle whatever's out ahead if we consider ourselves, we've built our routine. Build your routine, and your routine will take you through every single difficult moment that's out ahead. Your routine will carry you so that when you wake up in the morning, whether your bank account's empty or whether your bank account's full, when you wake up in the morning, you'll know that you can get through the day because your routine is sound and your life is secure. At the heart of that routine should be a relationship with God. Your faith community has been one of the most difficult things for me. I went to church twice this morning on TV. I watched 2 different church services. I listened to 2 different sermons before I came out. I miss my faith community. I miss you. For each of us to rebuild those routines to the point that regardless of what happens, whether I live or whether I die, I live or I die unto the Lord, is what allows us to be miraculous instead of just mediocre. I don't know what's over the hill. That smart economist, he thinks he does. I don't know if he's right or wrong. I read him. What part of my routine is lots of reading. Someone told me decades ago that readers are leaders, and I've been reading ever since, lots and lots. That being said, I do know that change is just over that hill. And for each of us, when we choose to take a chance, we can change our routine to that which is positive and will take us through every single battle out ahead. Hey, build your routine. Start getting ready. We're going to be let out of our houses soon. Your routine will help you wake up to it in a wonderful way. God bless you. I miss you. I love you guys. Be motivated. Be the miracle.